Children, we must be familiar with the terms continents and oceans. Now, the major landforms of the world, they are known as continents, okay? And in between, the huge water bodies, they are known as the oceans. Nearly all the continents are surrounded by oceans. We have 7 continents. Let's start from west to east. This is the continent of North America. South of it, we have the continent of South America. Then the continent of Africa, continent of Europe, which is very small in size, Asia, the biggest continent, and Australia, around with its surrounding islands. Now, all these continents, you can see they are divided into countries and many people live there. But there is one continent in the absolute south that is known as Antarctica. Since it is very close to the South Pole, it's absolutely frozen. Because it is absolutely frozen, it is impossible to grow vegetation or crops over there. So it's very, very difficult for people to live here. This is the only continent of the world near the South Pole or around the South Pole that is uninhabited by people. Otherwise, everywhere we find people living. Now, most of the continents we find are connected to one another. See, this is the continent of Asia. It is connected to Africa over here. The continent of North America is connected over here to the continent of South America. But when we come to Europe and Asia, we find that Europe and Asia, they share a huge boundary. Otherwise, you see that the connecting areas are very, very narrow and small. So, if we look at the physical map of the world, we can find that Europe and Asia, which are connected to each other, but obviously we see that some of the people who live in the European portion, they are called Europeans. Some who are living on this side, they are known as Asians. So how would we know that where does Europe begin and where does Asia end? So the geographers, they have taken the help of certain existing landforms. The first one is the Ural Mountains. People living on the western side of the Ural Mountains are going to inhabit the continent of Europe. People living on the eastern side are going to be Asians. Then we have the Ural River, the Caspian Sea. People living on this side of the Caspian Sea are going to be Europeans. People living on this side, that is the east of Caspian Sea, are going to be Asians. Then the Black Sea. So, the area which is to the left of Ural Mountains, Ural River, Caspian Sea and Black Sea, it is demarcated as Europe. Now, since Europe and Asia are so well joined together, sometimes this is collectively called Eurasia. Eurasia.